Hey, what's up everyone? It is Tyiece here. So today will be a lesson on caring for your low porosity natural hair. So I already did a video on how to actually identify your hair's porosity. So the hair porosity is the ability of your hair to absorb and retain moisture. So the hair strand is like a sponge, if you would compare it to that. And there are actually three layers of a hair strand. You have the cuticle, you have the cortex, and you have the medulla. So the medulla isn't always present, but the most important part of your hair strand is the cortex, because in the cortex is where your hair is going to be fully moisturized. It is going to build strength. So the important thing with finding out your hair porosity is allowing your products to reach the cortex and allowing your hair to be able to retain or hold on to the benefits of your product, whether you're using a moisturizing product or a strengthening product. So today we will just cover low porosity hair. You can check out that video after this video on how to identify your porosity. So if you know that your hair is low porosity, this video is for you. So today we will be talking about how to moisturize your low porosity hair. So low porosity hair is harder to moisturize because the cuticles are laying flat and they are closed. So the cuticles are like scales on the outside layer of your hair. So when your cuticles are laying flat, it is hard for your hair to take in that moisture that you are giving it through your hair products, your moisturizers, your deep conditioners. So you want to be able to get past that cuticle and moisturize your hair properly, as I mentioned. So with low porosity hair, one of the biggest way to moisturize your low porosity hair is to use heat. So you can use heat when you're deep conditioning, such as a hot head, a steamer, a hooded dryer, covering your hair with a plastic cap. But it is very, very important to deep condition low porosity hair because it opens up that cuticles and it allows moisture in. Some people even use heat in the middle of the week when they moisturize their hair with a hair steamer, so you can add moisturizer to your hair. And you can use like a handheld hair steamer like the Q-Redo and go over it to lift up those cuticles and allow your hair to be moisturized. Or you can also do the greenhouse effect, which is applying a moisturizer and then covering your ends with a plastic so that your hair can be thoroughly moisturized. So with low porosity hair, your hair is prone to build up. So you do not want buildup on your hair, because if you have a lot of buildup on your hair cuticle from products, then the products will have a harder time penetrating past that layer of product. So low porosity hair is more prone to buildup. So you want to avoid products that leave a lot of buildup on your hair, such as products with like silicones, heavy petroleum, mineral oil. You also want to be careful of using products that are heavy in protein, since protein actually deposits on the hair cuticle, and that can also block out moisture from entering your hair if your hair is low porosity. So being that low porosity hair is prone to build up, you also want to be aware of the type of cleansers you are using to remove the buildup. So of course, if you are low porosity, you may want to opt for something much more stronger than a co-wash or stronger than a really gentle shampoo. So you may find that if you gently cleanse your hair still feels like straw if you have low porosity. So using a shampoo probably with sulfates might be better for you, but start small and then work your way up. So if you are used to using co-washes, maybe take that out and start to use like a gentle moisturizer shampoo. If you find that you still have buildup after using a gentle moisturizer shampoo, then you may opt for a clarifying shampoo. So with low porosity hair, you may have to clarify more often than other porosity types, because like I said, you want to avoid as much buildup as possible. So a lot of people don't talk about this, but with low porosity hair, you also want to become aware of the type of oils you are using. So there are two types of oils. You have your sealant oils and you have your penetrating oils. So some oils, the molecules are so small they can actually penetrate the hair shaft and move past the cuticle, versus some oils, the molecules are too big, they just sit on top of the cuticle and lock in moisture. So with low porosity hair, you want to opt more towards the penetrating oils with the smaller molecules, because if you use too much sealing oils, then you will find that your hair becomes prone to build up, and therefore you're blocking out moisture, and it will make it harder to moisturize your hair. So be aware of the type of oils you are using. So also pay attention to the types of products you are using. So with low porosity hair, you will be more better off using lighter products such as spray leave-ins, hair milks, water-based butters. So that will be more suitable for your hair type. So you want to avoid heavy types of products like cholesterol and super thick deep conditioners. Maybe you want to opt for the lighter liquidy deep conditioners. So you also want to pay attention to the type of deep conditioners you are using as well. So you want to avoid super thick deep conditioners that sit on top of the hair, and opt for more lighter consistency deep conditioners that actually sink into the hair. And you can tell if a deep conditioner is for your hair type based on how your hair looks. So if you apply a deep conditioner to your hair and then you leave it on for about 20 to 30 minutes and you take it off and your hair looks exactly the same, and you see that your hair is really white as if the deep conditioner just sat there, if you don't see any movement in the product, or if it doesn't look like the product has been soaked up after a certain amount of time, then it most likely didn't penetrate past the hair cuticle and it just sat on top. So that is one of the keys to look for when you are low porosity. Yeah, so for butters are really heavy. There are two types of butters on the market. You have your sealing butters, the butters that are oil based. They do not contain any water. It's just a mixture of straight butters. So those won't be as great for low porosity hair. So you will mostly find that water-based butters will probably work better for you. But if you find that water-based butters are still too thick for your hair type, then you can just stick to a penetrating light oil. So with low porosity hair, you are going to opt more for moisture-based products versus protein. I touched on it briefly in the beginning, but the reason why you would choose moisture-based product versus protein is because protein is known to fill in cracks along the hair shaft, and it's known to bind to the hair and stick to the outer layer of the hair. So you do not want products that are going to interfere with that cuticle and make it harder for the product to reach the innermost layer of the hair, which is the cortex. So moisture-based deep conditioners will be your best friend. You can add in protein. I do not recommend a completely protein-free regimen. It's not realistic. It's not good for the hair. There are different strengths of protein ingredients. You have light protein, medium, and heavy protein. So if you are low porosity, maybe light protein will be better for you. So you won't need protein treatments as much if you have low porosity hair, because low porosity hair actually holds on to moisture. So once you're able to get the moisture in, it's easier for low porosity hair to retain that moisture. So protein are usually used for high porosity hair to allow high porosity hair to hold on to the moisture, but low porosity hair does not have that problem. So moisture will be your best friend. So some things you can do today to take action on caring for your low porosity hair is to start with your hair products. So detox your hair product stash. Look at what isn't great for low porosity hair, and you can slowly take it out one by one and see if you see a difference. Or you can start to go out and purchase the things that are great for low porosity hair and slowly add them and see if it makes a difference. So some of the top products you would need will be shampoos that remove buildup. So look for shampoos that are clear in consistency, shampoos that says in the front they remove buildup. So a stronger base shampoo will be better for you. Make sure that you add penetrating oils to your regimen and try not to use too much sealant oils in your regimen. Make sure that a lot of your products are moisture based. Avoid a lot of protein ingredients. I do not recommend a completely protein free regimen. And also add some type of heat source to your regimen. So make sure that your deep conditioners are heated for at least 30 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes should be your ideal time to deep condition. The longer, the better. The more chances the ingredients have of penetrating and getting into that cortex. So add heat to your regimen. You can even add heat when you moisturize midweek as well. And also opt for lighter based products. So look at when you go shopping for leave-in conditioners, choose water liquid based leave-ins versus the heavy creams, or the lighter lotion based leave-ins, the milk based leave-ins versus the heavy thick globby creamy based leave-ins. So look for all of that. So I hope that you guys found this video helpful in helping you care for your low porosity hair. I hope that you use all of these tips to amp up your regimen and bring more moisture to your low porosity hair. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a rating, subscribe for weekly videos, and I will see you in another video. Bye bye.